What is going on, WWE fans? It is WWE at Home 219 here with my Raw review from February 18th, 2013, the follow-up of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. So let's get into, actually before we get into Monday Night Raw, I want to give a big shout out to my boy David Kepshire. He's always watching my videos, not really a WWE fan, but he is a very, very big Indiana basketball fan. If you enjoy college basketball and you like a good tweet from college basketball fans, follow him over here on Twitter. Shout out to my boy David. That's for you. And now let's get into Monday Night Raw. So the first segment we would see John Cena kick off Monday Night Raw, and then of course CM Punk would interrupt. Now they kind of get this little stare down going in the ring, but Punk would basically be saying that Cena is taking the easy way out by picking the Rock to go after the WWE Championship. I don't get how that's the easy way out. The easy way out would be going against Alberto Del Rio. Nonetheless, he tells John to leave the ring. Cena would not leave the ring, and he would offer a chance for Punk to go to WrestleMania instead of him tonight on Monday Night Raw, but CM Punk would not take it tonight. He would say next week they will fight for the right to fight The Rock at WrestleMania 29. That matchup will be next week, like I said. Pretty good opening segment that I will give an A just because Cena and Punk on the mic, their battles are pretty good to watch. And I think next week's matchup with these two will be pretty cool to see. So stay tuned for that next week. So the first real wrestling matchup we would see is Sin Cara taking on the world's strongest man, Mark Henry. It was basically a squash match as the world's strongest slam would win it from Mark Henry. Khali would then walk out after the matchup and act like he was going to attack Henry. Henry would run away from the Khali. I don't know why Mark Henry would act scared of Khali after he just destroyed them last week on Monday Night Raw. Makes it look kind of dumb. I don't get why they're doing this. If they're doing this Henry Khali feud leading to WrestleMania, it's absolute shit because Khali is just a shit wrestler. This matchup with Henry and Sin Cara, though, I give a D minus. Then we would see Antonio Cesaro taking on The Miz in a no disqualification matchup. Kind of tired of seeing this matchup happen, but a no disqualification is a new way of going at it. The kendo stick would come out early, and Cesaro would bring out some chairs too. It was pretty even throughout, but the figure four would actually win it for The Miz as he would throw Antonio Cesaro's knee into the chair, which would loosen him up for the figure four. It was a short matchup that I kind of wish that we would have seen like 5 more minutes of, but it was alright for what it was. I'll give it a C as The Miz defeats the United States Champion. Once again, I think this is leading towards WrestleMania 29, which I'm kind of tired of seeing. So far, not really excited for WrestleMania 29. Then the next matchup would be Mr. Money in the Bank Dolph Ziggler taking on the World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio took control before the commercial break. It was a solid matchup, but a cross-arm breaker would win it for Alberto Del Rio. I'll give a C+. But after the matchup, we would see Big E Langston attack, and Alberto Del Rio hit him with the finisher. And Dolph Ziggler was about to cash in, but Ricardo stole the briefcase from Dolph Ziggler and ran away with it. So Dolph Ziggler doesn't get the chance to cash in. I was going crazy thinking Dolph was going to cash in, but I should just start getting used to him not happening because they're just hinting a bunch of cash-ins, and it's just a waste. And Dolph Ziggler needs to be champion because, once again, Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger at WrestleMania is not what I want to see. So WrestleMania, like I said, 29, is lining up, in my opinion, to be one of the worst WrestleManias in the history of the WWE. So the next we'd see Wade Barrett standing in the ring, basically out there to promote the movie that he's in. I don't even care what the movie's called. It was a pointless segment. It was just for them to promote the movie. I'll give it an F. Then we'd see mixed tag action. Naomi, Brodus Clay, and Tensai take on Primo Epico and Rosa. Naomi was really the only talent about this matchup, as Naomi, Brodus, and Tensai would pick up the win, and I'll give it an F. Just pointless once again. Then we'd see Swagger give the State of the Union with, I don't even know what the fuck he calls his manager, but that's how much I hate Jack Swagger and this gimmick. I just don't like Jack Swagger. He's a good wrestler. I don't like him because he has no mic skills and very boring to watch. That State of the Union, I'll give an F. Then we'd see Swagger face off against Daniel Bryan, two very good technical wrestlers. We jumped into the matchup, which I don't like. I wish we would have seen it from the start. Swagger was basically dominating, and then Daniel Bryan made a solid comeback. Swagger would escape a no-lock and turn it into a Patriot lot in a matchup that I will give a C+, as we see Jack Swagger continue his momentum heading towards WrestleMania as he defeats Daniel Bryan. So then we'd see Vicky and Paul Heyman in the middle of the ring. Vicky would announce that Brad Maddox is her new assistant. and then Vince would come via satellite and tell Heyman that he wants to fight him next week on Monday Night Raw. Once again, pointless. F. Then we would see the Shield take on Ryback, Sheamus, and Chris Jericho, and I was very excited for this. I'm a big Shield fan. Ryback looked pissed going into this. Sheamus took control leading into the commercial. The Shield tried to end the matchup like they did last night with a spear, but that would not seem to put Ryback away as the ref wasn't getting there in a time for a 3 count. The Shield isolated Ryback towards the end of the matchup, and they would actually pick up the win as the ref was distracted and Seth Rollins hit a knee to the head of Chris Jericho as the Shield defeated Ryback, Sheamus, and Y2J, and the Shield still looking strong. This was their first appearance on Monday Night Raw, and it was a very good one. I'll give it an A-. So then we see Kofi Kingston and Damian Sandow get a matchup, but before the match could even start, Sandow would attack Kofi Kingston. Then we would see an R-Truth return. Pretty cool spot to see R-Truth return. Not a big Truth fan, but I guess it makes sense for him to come out and help his former tag team champion partner, Kofi Kingston. And basically R-Truth just destroyed the crap out of Damian Sandow. This segment I'll give a C. So then the final wrestling match of the night was Randy Orton taking on one half of the tag team champions, Kane. Kane was in control before the commercial break. He was even throughout, basically. Daniel Bryan would distract Kane and lead into an RKO as Randy Orton defeats Kane. And you could just tell that Kane and Daniel Bryan are going to be splitting apart at WrestleMania 29. In this matchup, I'll give a C. This would lead us into The Rock's WWE title celebration. We see a marching band of University of Lafayette, down in Louisiana. And that was actually a pretty cool entrance. They had the drums going with the theme song. Pretty cool to see. Then we'd see something was covered up in the ring, and it would actually be a new title belt that I personally like. Not a huge fan about it, but it's better than the spinner belt that John Cena brought us. Then Cena would come out right as The Rock said he was gonna say who he'd rather face at WrestleMania 29. But then CM Punk would attack John Cena with the former spinner belt that John Cena brought into the WWE, and that's how Monday Night Raw would end. The last segment with The Rock's title celebration, I'll give a B just because there's a new belt. And Raw overall was like a 5 out of 10, so I'm going to give Raw an F here. Was not really into Monday Night Raw. Average wrestling. The Shield basically saved it. And the only highlight besides the Shield matchup, in my opinion, was the new title belt. So tell me what you thought of Monday Night Raw tonight on February 18, 2013. Like and subscribe to my channel. And follow me on Twitter at Let's Talk _WWE. And take it easy.